is 5 on Your Side at 6. Focused on you.
New developments tonight in the murder of a pregnant middle school teacher. The man accused of being hired to kill her has decided to take his case to trial. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Bush.
And I'm Ann Allred. 5 on Your Side's Christine Byers was the only TV reporter in the courtroom today as the alleged hitman decided whether or not to take a deal from the government.
Jocelyn Peters was shot to death in her apartment in March of 2016. She was 27 weeks pregnant with Cornelius Green's baby at the time. He was the principal at Carr Lane Middle School, where she was a teacher, and he was married. Here's Jocelyn's mother, Lacey Peters, in 2016.
I was very shocked. I thought he was a real nice young man.
Green pleaded guilty Wednesday during what's known as a Fry hearing. It's the last time federal prosecutors offer a deal before a trial. Veteran criminal defense attorney Joel Schwartz explains.
There's a lot of times where individuals charged with crimes frequently think, okay, that may be their first offer. It's certainly going to get better. And when they realize at the last minute that it may not be getting better, a lot of times you'll see them jump in or dump in and take that offer.
In taking the offer to spend the rest of his life in prison, Green admitted he hired his childhood friend Philip Cutler to kill Peters and paid him with $2,500 he stole from his middle school. Cutler appeared in court Thursday for his Fry hearing. He opted for trial instead.
The reason a court does a Fry hearing is the defense attorney is required to convey any recommendation in exchange for a plea to his client. So in case the defendant is in fact convicted, he can't come back and say, my attorney was ineffective in that he never conveyed this offer.
Christine Byers, 5 on Your Side.
Cutler's federal trial is expected to begin March 11th. Meanwhile, his state murder charges, which include the possibility of the death penalty, are still pending.
Tonight, St. Louis's police chief is speaking out about a bill that aims to create oversight of the department's surveillance technology. This comes a week after the mayor filed an executive order relating to transparency and accountability for the technology. 5 on Your Side's Diamond Palmer is live at City Hall with details on today's hearing. Diamond.
Well, Mike, Board Bill 185 wants to establish separate accountability from St. Louis Metro Police Department's current policies. The chief says he opposes this board bill, while members of the Board of Aldermen say they're just determined to pass it.
It's interesting, I think, in some sense, that the Board of Aldermen are not in touch with the community.
Thursday, Jim White with the Central West End Security Initiative is the latest person to speak out about oversight of surveillance. The Board of Aldermen clashed with the mayor over the level of oversight that's needed for the St. Louis Metro Police Department when she filed an executive order last week. Police Chief Robert Tracy also had his say.
But even after having a chance to sit down and the way the bill's written right now, Board Bill 185, I could not support.
Board Bill 185 wants to establish accountability separate from St. Louis Metro Police Department's current internal affairs. It would allow the city to have oversight on the department's cameras, internet surveillance listening devices, phone monitoring systems, and other technologies. White says the bill would take away tools from the department.
They say that this bill is not about restricting. It is completely about restricting the use of this technology.
The bill is sponsored by alderpersons Rasheen Aldridge and Alicia Saunier. Aldridge says the bill would exclude special tax districts from oversight.
The police department will have to come in front of the board if it's their technology, not a private citizen technology or a resident technology. It's not an annual thing they have to come back in front of the board and say, we got to get it approved every year. Only thing they have to provide, which is also in the executive order, is an annual report of how that technology is being used, the cost of that technology, the deployment of that technology.
Now, Chief Tracy says he hopes to continue this conversation about Board Bill 185 with members of the Board of Aldermen, but the Board of Aldermen says they hope to vote next week. Reporting in St. Louis, Diamond Palmer, 5 on Your Side.
Happening right now, St. Louis University nurses are gathering outside the old St. Louis University Hospital for a candlelight vigil for patient safety. The nurses are still without a contract. It expired last June. 5 on Your Side's Laura Barczewski is live in Midtown. Laura?
And St. Louis University Hospital nurses say after more than 9 months of negotiating, they haven't been able to reach a contract with SSM that addresses their major concerns regarding staffing. So they're gathered here at Grand and Vista together because they want to hold a candlelight vigil for patient safety, because they say conditions they're working in have only gotten worse. One nurse in the surgical unit says they are so short-staffed they're struggling to provide the most basic care, saying some patients have even missed meals because of it. They also say there's been an increase in patient falls and pressure sores. A spokesperson for SSM Health, St. Louis University Hospital, says they are ready to reach an agreement and released a lengthy statement that reads in part, "While we've continued to maintain consistent, safe, high-quality patient care, the National Nurses Organizing Committee's public rhetoric is hurtful to our nurses and other caregivers and professionals who give their all every single day." So we're going to be here throughout the night through the vigil, and we will bring you updated information and more tonight on 5 on Your Side at 10. Reporting live in St. Louis, Laura Barczewski, 5 on Your Side.
Missouri's Attorney General is accusing Planned Parenthood of trafficking minors out of state for abortions. But Planned Parenthood says the evidence is coming from an anti-abortion group with a history of making things up. Our Justina Coronel reviewed a lawsuit by the Attorney General. She joins us now in the newsroom with more. Justina.
Mike, the Attorney General, Andrew Bailey, said he's suing Planned Parenthood for taking minors to Kansas for abortion services without parents' consent. Bailey said an undercover reporter from Project Veritas took a video while interacting with Planned Parenthood employees. Now, that video includes a man pretending to have a pregnant 13-year-old niece who needs an abortion. Project Veritas is considered a conservative media organization known for doing these undercover videos. 5 on Your Side's political analyst Anita Mannion says Project Veritas has lost multiple lawsuits for publishing deceptive videos with edits and illegal recordings. Meanwhile, Planned Parenthood has denied the AG's claims and shared a statement in part saying this is based on, quote, evidence from fraudulent, extreme anti-abortion actors who claim to be, quote, journalists. Mannion says to keep in mind the timing of this lawsuit.
2024 is an election year, and Attorney General Bailey is running for office. We've seen him in his time in office file, lawsuit after lawsuit that, while they may have merit and value, they're certainly also political banners.
Mannion said the lawsuit also comes as there have been efforts to get abortion on Missouri's ballot this year. Plus, with the recent IVF ruling, she said reproductive rights and the issues around it are at the forefront this election.
Today, attorneys for Donald Trump appealed an Illinois judge's ruling to remove the former president from the state's ballot over his alleged role in the Capitol riot. Early voting has already begun in Illinois, and with the primary just weeks away, county clerks in our area say the decision and appeal make for a confusing and frustrating election process. Congressman Mike Boss slammed the decision, calling it election interference.
If I'm a county clerk, how do I go in now and take it off the ballot? You can't. What do you tell the people that came in and voted and thought their vote counted? This is the insanity of this stuff.
Boss says he believes the Supreme Court will get involved. County clerks will rely on the Illinois Board of Elections to enforce any changes if they happen.
Coming up.